So our goal here is to build a dagger from the Mad Max period. Doing this for a LARP group called Dystopia Rising. Anyhow, the goal here is to make a kukri. Here's our inspiration. If we can put it on the phone. Something found on the web. Some big packing tape, very clear. So what we did here was the handle itself. We modified this. We added some more to the pattern here. And if you can see the cut lines, we added some more to the pattern here to get the silhouette to be better. Then to get this to go straight, we had the handle needed to come back this direction so it looked appropriate instead of wibbly wobbly. So we cut it in half, and then we bent it along the edge here, so now we're nice and straight. So we've got our pattern here, and now what we want to do is make two boxes exactly the same, or two squares exactly the same diameter as the weapon. This goes down. And this is where we're going to dremel out the midsection.
You're not going to trace the pattern up?
Not yet. Because what we're going to do is we're going to actually drill out these two center cores. We're going to make two halves of this. And then when we sandwich it together, we're going to put this on top, and then we'll trace it out. And then we'll actually have them both sides registered together. It's really hard to get both sides to register because of the variable of when you cut this in. And then you sandwich them together. They're always just slightly off, just a kilter. I mean, it's really great when you're actually on top of each other, but they're generally about 1/4 inch off. Okay, so what we got going here is we're just going to double check the template and make sure it all fits in. We've got extra room. When things don't adjust quite right, we've got some extra. Looks good. Okay, so now we have another square block. So now to make sure I can get in the middle of the core and register it in onto the foam, I'm going to fold it right on the tip. And then I'm going to guess that this is going to be the middle. And then I'm going to do the same over here. So now that I've got them registered in, I'm going to draw a nice line. One thing to watch out for is if you use a Sharpie that has a harder angle, those angles will divot into the foam, and when you go to Plasti-dip it or latex it, that will actually show through. So now we're going to put this one on top of this one, and I will register this one as A, this one here as B, and we'll put this as top, and this is going to be top. So now this is going to be A, this will be B, and now I'm going to flip this over, and I've kind of got my rough lines in. Let's audit the work. We're at top, BB, and that seems really off. So if we were to here, auditing our work here. So now we're at 2 inches, which is nice. So we should be at 2 inches here, which we are. And when I first did this, we had this fine weapon was a little too far back this direction, so we've moved it as far as we could up forward. We're at 3 inches. Wow, that's nice. And we're at 3 inches. So everything is looking very similar. So this is a trim router. It's 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is the shank of the router bit. The router bit was purchased at Woodcrafters, not at Harbor Freight. And the router bit is $18, and you can find the trim router, Drill Master from Harbor Freight, on sale for $20. So it's kind of amazing that the bit cost just as much as this whole entire unit, which I think is kind of a crack up. Now what's going to happen here is you have a viewable screen area down here. And you can look right down here. It gives you a big open window so you can see the router bit. And what I will do is I will set it down here on the line, and I'll keep an eye on where I'm going, and I'm just going to freehand this. You can put a 2x4 on it and register it in, But if you freehand and you're just a little bit of wibbly wobbly, it'll work out for you in the end. So now what I like to do is come down here and put the router bit right on the edge that I'm going to put in. And before I turn it on, I will put it up at an angle. I'm going to turn it back on and slowly set it down. Now that we have it routered out, I can just set this guy right inside and we're good to go. Except for, looks like I should have audited my work and made sure that it was good to go because it's a little too long. So I'm about 1/2 inch too long, and I'll make sure on the other side that I am in a better fit position. What I wanted to point out here was we have the offset that I expected to see. It's ever so slight, so I'm going to go ahead and mark it 2/16 of an inch all the way down. So it's just a little bit cattywampus. You don't know where it is once it's all hidden inside.